Good evening, Snooker fans. Sorry about that slight technical problem there. I don't know what happened at all there.
No.
But that was very strange indeed. But no, we are back now. We'll not bore you with all those qualifying results again. So we'll just move straight on to the 2013 final then, Mike.
Yep, that sounds good. That was Ronnie O'Sullivan and Barry Hawkins met.
Indeed it was.
So do you have Barry's Road?
I do. You might have seen that on the aborted video when you crashed out. I sort of started doing Ronnie, so I'll finish Ronnie's first.
Okay.
So Marcus Campbell 10-4.
Okay.
Then Ali Carter 13-8.
Okay.
Then Bingham 13-4.
Yep.
And then Trump 17-11. You do Bingham for me?
Which one?
Or Hawkins, rather. Hawkins.
Lazowski 10-3.
Yes.
Mark Selby 13-10.
Yep.
Ding Junhui 13-7.
Yep.
And Ricky Warden 17-14.
Yep.
So,
there's the.
Do you have session scores, Scott?
I do indeed. 5-3 O'Sullivan.
Okay.
10-7 O'Sullivan.
Okay.
15-10 O'Sullivan.
Okay.
And 18-13 O'Sullivan.
Or 18-12 actually.
18-12, sorry.
Yeah, that's good. That's correct. Okay, so in the final there were 8 centuries.
Yes.
6 of them were by Ronnie and 6 of them by Ronnie and 2 of them by Barry. Both of them made a 1-3-3.
Yes, marvelous.
There were 55 centuries for the tournament.
Yep.
And between the two, Ronnie and Barry, they made 18 of 55.
Yep.
So
highest?
The highest break, let me find that. 143, Neil Robertson.
Yeah.
And
you got a golden cue for that.
You got a golden cue, that's right. Do you have any reason why that was? I have no recollection why that was.
Because the sponsor's logo in those days was gold. It was Betfair, you see, and their branding's all gold, you see.
Okay, very good. Thank you for that. There were 2 deciders in the which is surprising. It was also Ronnie's 5th World Crown.
Yeah.
5th World Crown, wow. And the prize, he put 250 in his pocket. Barry put 125 in his pocket. The highest break was 10K. So Neil puts 10 in his pocket. And the prize...
Plus a golden cue.
And a golden cue. And the prize fund was £1.1 million.
Indeed. And of course, we've got to remark on how, like you said with Ronnie's 5th, that is true, but it's also remarkable. He'd taken the full season off.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, all right. If we're being strictly accurate, he did play 1 match at the start of it, but it was 1 best of 7 and he lost.
Yeah. No, I think it was one of the great things he had accomplished. He had essentially a year off, and he came back and was the best player at the World Championships. And he threatened to do the same thing the next year. If I remember, he was talking about just doing the same type of thing, playing some small events and just coming back to the World Championships.
Yeah, but it was tremendous. But what I think a lot of people don't remember was that he didn't just win it; he defended it.
That's true. Yeah, he did. Yep. So yeah, you got to give the man lots of respect for that. He was brilliant.
Yeah. And particularly that match against Bingham. He was 7-0 up at one stage. And 7-1 after the first session. He was absolutely tremendous. I remember I was actually in the barbers for most of that first session.
Oh yeah. Very good. Very good. I remember the semi-final with Judd Trump, and we all thought.
Yeah, he wasn't quite at his best there. He only had 1 century. He didn't make any centuries, actually.
But he still found a way to win, and
Yeah.
as well. So,
Yeah.
but from 2013, we move a year forward, and we see Mark Selby and Ronnie O'Sullivan in a final.
Indeed. So we start off with Ronnie then, who was the defending champion, of course, going for 3 in a row.
Yep.
10-4 against Robin Hull.
Yep.
13-11 against Joe Perry from 11-9 down. I remember that one actually because I was on a church youth weekend that weekend and stayed behind to watch it.
Oh, yeah. Very nice.
Yes, they were all trekking up mountains on the north coast here in Northern Ireland.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So then you were taking in Perry and O'Sullivan instead then.
Yeah.
All right. Quarterfinals?
Quarterfinals then. Sean Murphy 13-3 with a session to spare.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
And then in the semis, Hawkins 17-7 with a session to spare.
So back-to-back session to spare wins.
Yes. Foldsy actually has a bit of a theory about this.
Okay.
Or he expressed it at the time. I don't know whether you agreed with him or not, but he says that the day off before the final didn't actually help Ronnie because, yes, he got off to a good start, but he sort of got off to a good start, but then
kind of faded
wasn't able to convert it.
Yeah, exactly. So Mark's route was Michael White 10-9.
Yep.
Ali Carter 13-9. Alan Mahmood 13-5. And Neil Robertson 17-15.
Yeah.
And goes on to win 18-14 for his first.
He does. His first of 3, of course.
Yep. And it was a great final. I mean, Ronnie was leading, and then Selby 10-4 down came back to win. I mean, like the way Ronnie was playing the whole week, you didn't give him much chance, but full power to him. He came back and won.
Yeah.
Other notes from the final.
Session scores.
Oh yes, session scores would be good. Thank you.
5-3 O'Sullivan.
Okay.
10-7 O'Sullivan.
Okay.
12-11 Selby.
Okay.
And wins 18-14.
Okay.
Who's the ref for the 13 final, by the way?
Who's the referee in the 13th final? It was Jan Verhaas.
Yeah, and that was.
Yes.
And the ref in 14 was Brendan Moore.
Correct. And there was 300 grand for the winner.
Yep.
125 for the runner-up.
Yep.
10K for the highest break.
Which was made by?
Actually, I don't have that one. Oh, Neil Robertson did 140.
Neil Robertson made the 140.
Yep. There was 5 deciders in the tournament.
Yep.
58 centuries. Of the 58, 18 were made by Selby and O'Sullivan, 13 by Ronnie, and 5 by Mark Selby.
Yep.
And in the quarterfinals, Neil Robertson made his 100th century of the season versus Judd Trump.
How many did he finish on?
103.
Correct.
Yep. And also, Ding Junhui lost in the first round to Michael Worsley.
Yes, despite having won 5 ranking tournaments that season.
Yeah, one of the it's got to be the biggest upset in that first round for that year.
Yeah.
I mean, five ranking wins, and he's beaten by Michael Worsley in the first round of the World Championships.
Who's now dropped off the tour, actually.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was actually a really good final. I remember watching that one. So
yeah.
Any other thoughts on that one?
Well, was just tremendous to see it. Really, it was wonderful.
The standard was super high, like
Yeah.
really good.
Although Selby, I believe, is the last person to win the final without making a century break.
Is that right? Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I don't think. Did he make one in that final?
I would have to take a look. I know he only made 5 for the entire tournament, so I can check. In the meantime, we can get started on 2015.
Yes, the year of ballroom.
Yes, I love that nickname. That's a great nickname. That's so good.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
He's from your part. Where you're originally from, of course.
Essex. Yeah, Basildon was like maybe 20 minutes from where I lived, so I know that area very well.
Yeah.
You were asking about centuries by Selby in the final. Was that what your question was?
Yeah.
In the 2014 final, Ronnie made 3 and Mark Selby made 1.
1.
So he made a 127.
Aye.
So, all right. But anyway, back to 2015.
Murphy's route then.
Yep.
Robin Hull 10-3.
Yep.
By the way, in the second round, Selby had the curse.
Yes, he did.
Anthony McGill.
McGill 13-9 beat him. Correct.
Sean Murphy in the second round was Joe Perry.
Okay.
13-5.
Okay.
Yeah. In the quarters, Anthony McGill 13-8.
Yep.
And in the semis, Hawkins 17-9.
Correct. Yep.
You got Stewart's
path. I got
yes.
Robbie Williams 10-7.
Correct.
Graham Dott 13-5.
Yep.
Ronnie O'Sullivan 13-9. And Judd Trump 17-16 in a decider.
And won the final 18-15.
18-15. He beats Murphy. So,
but look at that route for the second round on.
Dott, O'Sullivan, and Trump, and then Murphy in the final. That's a pretty impressive run, I've got to say.
And I mean, and that semi-final with Trump's marvelous.
Yeah, I'll have to find some footage of that. To be honest with you, I haven't.
There's Calvin Clafford. Hi, lads.
Hey, Calvin.
How are you, Calvin?
Yeah, I have to find some footage of that match. I haven't seen like you know how you can find certain pieces of matches. I haven't seen anything of that. So
yeah.
Some other points to be made. Stuart Bingham and Neil Robertson both made 145s, so they split the highest break prize. There was 6.
They got 5 each, did they?
5 each, correct. And in the final, there was 6 centuries, 4 for Bingham and 2 for Murphy.
Yeah.
There was 86 centuries for the tournament, which became the new record.
Yep.
Time.
After 83 in 2009.
Correct. And between Murphy and Stewart, they had 23 of 86 centuries. 13 for Sean and 10 for Stewart for the tournament. So
heavyweight scoring then.
Heavyweight scoring through the whole thing. That's impressive. Gotta say. So
not as good as Henry Ebden in 2002. They made 26.
Yeah, that's obviously the standard, but 23 combined is pretty impressive unto itself.
Yeah.
It was also the first time since 2011 Ronnie did not appear in a final. Believe it or
not.
Yeah.
Because he won it in 12 and 13 and lost in the final in 14.
Correct. Yep.
Session scores
All session scores first. Yep.
4-all,
Okay.
9-8,
Mhm.
9-8 Murphy, that was 14-11 Bingham,
Okay.
and 18-15.
Okay, that's pretty impressive in its own way, I gotta say. The
Tremendous final that was.
One of the ones we've covered today, this was my favorite one.
I would agree with you there.
Olivier Martil was the referee.
Yeah, becoming only the second from continental Europe, I think.
Correct, you are right. Jan Verhaest.
After Jan. So,
So
2016.
all right, the last one of the day.
Yes.
Oh, hold on a second. There we go. Get my notes together here. All right, so 16 is Mark Selby and Ding Junhui in the final.
But before we start, Ding was a qualifier, of course.
Yep.
But before we start, Bingham had the curse against Ali Carter in the first round.
Yes, he did. That's correct. Yeah, he did. I remember that. Ali Carter beat him 10-7?
9.
10-9. Okay. Okay.
By the way, Michael Hager has just come up with an absolute corker of a stat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel that I should mention that in 2013, O'Sullivan became the first champion to get to the final, never having been behind at any stage in any match leading up to that final.
Oh, wow. Wow.
The only other person to get to a Crucible final, never having been behind leading up to the final was.
Oh, I have no idea. You've got me on that.
Well, he lost on Monday night.
Oh, really? Jimmy White. Okay.
Jimmy White in 1994.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. He never trailed in any match all the way.
No.
Yeah. Well, that's an interesting one. It's very good.
But Ronnie was the first player to because he never trailed in the final either.
No, he was.
She never.
Well, that was
never behind.
That for me, like I know I've said it to you off air and to Graham. It's for me that was one of the great results in snooker. I didn't know he was never trailed, but to take a year off and to come back and play the way he did, I mean that was just something. So, but anyhow, we are 2016 now, and Ding's qualified. You've got Ding's Road.
I have indeed.
Okay.
Let's see. First of all, where is he? Martin Gould 10-8.
Okay.
Martin Gould 10-8. Judd Trump 13-10.
Okay.
Mark Williams 13-3. Sorry, Mark. And then 17-11 against Alan McManus.
Wow. It's been a while since he's been in the semi as well.
Yeah.
So, and correct me if I'm wrong, did Ding and Alan had a bunch of centuries in their match too, did they not?
10.
So that's an impressive run by Ding, in all fairness.
7 by Ding, which before Michael Hager breaks it in, is the individual record, tied with Trump in the final in 2019.
Oh, very good. So
Alan made 3.
Yep, that's correct. 7-3.
Do you remember Alan came out for the second session in his tartan trousers?
No. Oh yes, those the funny trousers.
Yeah, and then he tried to double the black.
Mhm. Okay.
Michael Hager's just corrected me there. Ronnie was 3-2 behind in the final.
Oh, okay.
But apart from that,
That's pretty devastating stuff.
yeah.
But
You
Mark,
got Mark's rule then?
yeah, I do. Robert Milkins, 10-6.
Correct.
Sam Baird, 13-11.
Correct.
Kyron Wilson, 13-8.
Yeah.
Marco Fu, 17-15.
Yeah. With, at the time, the longest Freeman Crucible history at 74 minutes and 11 seconds.
Between Selby and Marco Fu?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Well, I can't say I'm stunned by that, though. But, I mean, that must be only Marco Fu's only semi-final appearance. You just don't see.
No, 2006. 2006.
Oh, he was there as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Some stats from the final. There were 5 centuries, 3 by Ding, 2 by Mark.
Yeah.
Ding had 15 centuries for the tournament. That's very close to Stephen Hendry's 16. So
Michael Hager's just commented something that we probably should mention. 2016 was McManus's first semi-final since
1993.
a staggering 23-year gap between consecutive semi-finals. He's like reading my mind. It's sort of scary, this now.
I did have that written down. I must confess, I had it written down while we're reading the notes here.
Yeah.
Ding had 15 centuries, and there were 86 for the tournament.
A joint record from the previous year.
Correct. Ding made 15. Max Selby made 9. 24 of 86.
Damn, man.
And there was 3 deciders.
Yep.
And Kyron had the highest break of a 1-4-3. So
Calvin Plattern says he wanted Ding to win the final. It was probably after seeing him make 7 centuries against Allen.
Yeah, he would have had 12 going into the final. He must have had an impressive display going into the final. So
he was marvelous.
So Mark puts away 330 grand.
Yeah.
Ding 137.5, and the prize fund was 1.5 million pounds, and Kyron got the 143 for the highest break. So, yeah. Anything on that? Any standouts?
Well, we got to mention Allen, surely.
Yeah, of course. You're talking about
Stephen Maguire.
Yep.
Stephen Maguire.
Yep.
Ali Carter, and then John Higgins.
Pretty impressive right there, got to say.
Yes, that was a repeat actually of John's debut match.
Oh, okay.
In '95.
Okay, he was playing Allen.
Yeah.
Okay. Very.
Allen beat him 13-11. Very good match actually.
So, all right. So, anything else that you want to note from these finals? Which one was your favorite?
Probably. I'm going to be a bit controversial here and say 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I went with Bingham and Murphy. I thought that was
15 then.
Yeah, 15. That was a great. I thoroughly enjoyed that. So, looking back here, this was Ding's last real good run at the Crucible was 2016.
Yeah. Do you know what helped him there?
What's that?
Being a qualifier.
Like, you mean that no pressure on him, no one knew?
And also, he had 3 best of 9 teams under his belt.
Yeah, true. Coming through qualifying.
Now, to be fair, he sort of had his final in the semi-final, if you know what I mean.
Oh, you mean against Allen?
Yes, he played so well against Allen. I've just dropped the almanac. He played so well against Allen.
Yeah.
And he went 6-0 down against against Selby in the final and couldn't come back. He was absolutely superb.
Yeah. So, are you surprised he hasn't won a crown yet, Ding?
I am.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
He'd be a good outsider for this year. Like you wouldn't put him right at the top of the list, but he could do it.
You know, I don't know.
Yan Bingtao's probably a better price, but
22 to 1, I think I saw a couple of weeks ago anyway.
Yeah.
But Ding's capable of winning maybe a match, but I don't know if he's capable of going on a long run. So, but who knows? I mean, he's not in the same bracket as Ronnie O'Sullivan, at least right away.
No.
Times this year.
I know.
So, but
yeah, Calvin Plattern says 2013 final was a tremendous standard as well. It was. I mean, 8 centuries between the two of them. It was marvellous. Ronnie made 6 of them, for heaven's sake. He was superb.
Ronnie made 6, Barry made 2. That was a great final, I must admit.
Tremendous.
So,
and fair play to Barry for, what was it, 1812? So, I mean, it's sort of, it's neither a thrashing nor like super close either, but he made a decent match of it.
Also, if you look, because we've been covering these finals the last week or so, Barry gets to like the business end of these tournaments like on a regular basis. Just hasn't won, but gets to the quarters and the semis and the finals on a consistent basis.
Yeah, he's a proper crucible player.
Yeah, he's got some good play there for sure.
Yeah.
So
outsider maybe for this year.
I don't see him as an outsider. I'd be stunned if he got through one of the heavyweight guys. Like, is he capable of beating a Higgins, a Robertson, Trump, Ronnie? Like, I could see him getting to like a quarterfinal or a semi-final, maybe beating.
And bear in mind that in a semi-final, you've gone pretty deep.
Yes, agreed. Like, it's not always about who lifts the trophy up. Certain players have certain expectations. A good run for Judd is winning the crown. A good run for Ronnie or John, pretty much lifting up the trophy. But for the other players necessarily, it's not. They know they're not necessarily going to win. But if they got to a quarterfinal or a semi-final, still a very good run.
Who's your outsider this year?
Well, I know you asked me before, and I went with Yan Bingtao. So I'm definitely gonna. I think he's capable, but I mean, same thing. Is he gonna beat 2 of Trump, Ronnie? Like how his bracket is, he's gonna have to beat 2 of those guys, and over long matches, I still don't.
Michael Hager just pointed out something rather interesting. He says Eddie Charlton, Tony Knowles, Jimmy White, Matthew Stevens, Ali Carter, Barry Hawkins. Every year seems to have a great crucible player that doesn't win the title.
Yeah, he's spot on. Absolutely spot on there.
If Barry was playing anyone else, he would have won in 2013. He really pushed Ronnie. Ronnie was unreal. It should have went closer.
Yep, I can't dispute any of that. I think he's right on that, for sure.
Yeah, well, thanks for the participation. Sorry about the technical difficulties earlier, but we're all sorted now.
But yeah, so on Friday we're going to have our first audience roundtable. So
yeah, so submit your questions during the during the show, and we'll try and answer them as many as possible. Or submit your comments, or
also I think maybe we'll throw out some questions to them and get them to answer.
Indeed, I'll throw a few facts from the almanac at them.
I'll give them some topic questions, just open-ended questions, just to hear what other people think. It's to hear that. That's one of the beautiful things about the way we do our broadcasts is everyone covers the players, everyone covers the media, but the fans don't get this kind of interaction.
No.
I think it's important.
Not live on air. Like you might be able to email other podcasts and they read out, what they have time to read out, whereas we.
Well, that's my point. My point is that the fan gets lost in it. If you send an email in and they come up once a week, you may be at work when the question gets answered. The new way of interaction is live on air. That's why we have a fan on once a month to come on our show and have a conversation. And
by the way, did you see? Speak of Michael Hager, he's coming on Tuesday.
Yeah, I saw that. There's a good post. We look forward to having him on with us.
Yeah.
I have lots of
whether I'm looking forward to it or not.
Well, I'll have to do the question research because I won't be competing with you guys. I clearly acknowledge that. So.
Who do you think will win tonight in the Hendry match? I'm going for Jussi 6-4.
You know what? You can call me crazy. I am taking Stephen Hendry to win by 6-3, 6-4, something like that. But I'm picking Stephen to improve, and I'm picking him to win. And there's no pressure on him. He said he's just downplaying everything, no expectation. I can see him coming out with a win.
Yeah. Well, a final score update before we go.
Let me bring up the live scores for you. Robbie McGuigan is 5-5 with Mitchell Mann. They're in a decider. And Mitchell Mann leads 36-25 and is at the table.
Yep.
And what else have we got here?
Ben Mertens and
why this one's not. I don't have anything on that.
No, because they're probably finished.
6-3 Lichtenberg over Kowalski.
Yes.
6-2 New Seal over Hancorn.
Yeah.
And it decided Ben Mertens 3, Lee Pei Fan 3 is all I see at the moment. So that I don't know what's going on there. My score hasn't been updated on that one. So
Calvin Plattern says I'm going for 6-5 either way. He says.
Yeah.
On the Hendry game, he said.
Yeah, it's going to be a close one for sure.
Yeah. 6-4 Jussi, I think.
You got Jussi, I've got Stephen, and either way, yeah, that's pretty good, I would say.
Yeah.
Either way.
And with that, we'll bring things to a close.
That sounds good, sir. We will be back tomorrow, I believe. I'm not sure on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think so, and I think we should probably get the finals finished, should we?
Yeah, please. That would be great. Get the finals done, and we can start looking forward to like the better part of qualifying, and looking forward to the round table on Friday, and
then Michael on Tuesday.
Yeah, and then
Tuesday's Judgment Day, I think, actually.
Oh, Judgment Day would be coming up soon as well, so we'll definitely be covering that.
No, well, not. I don't think we'll broadcast at the same time as Judgment Day, though.
No. Maybe afterwards. That would like get the final results. And,
yeah. Righto.
Sounds good. All right, Scott. Thanks, everybody.
Goodbye.
See ya. Good night.
Good night.